Minwax poly shades, stain and poly in one step. I'm going with the satin, classic oak. I've used Minwax stains. Can't say I've ever used the all-in-one stain and poly shades. I like polyacrylic, to be honest with you, but trying to save some money, trying to get it done in one step. We're going to go over some 3/4 round. Finish that flooring. What I started doing was, I don't know what this is, maybe 180. Took a 180 grit. I would use a 120, or you could even go coarse and then go step up to 120. I'm just going over everything. I always go over my wood once or twice with sandpaper or steel wool, and I just find that it gives you a better even coat, gets off splinters and smooths it out. So I don't have a headphone or a head camera, so right now we're just basically filming along the way. Kind of gonna give a review on this poly shades. I think it's a pretty good product. Minwax has been around for a while. Kind of the lower end, but I'm sure it's going to give great results. So I'm halfway through sanding. I have to do a few more, and then maybe I can get a video of rubbing the stain in, and we're not going to leave it on long. We just want a light coat. Here's a prime example of why you should sand your pieces. Just a rough sand. Go over every piece that you're going to stain or poly. Kind of opens up the pores and evens things out. But you find little things like this. I'm going to try working on it with the sandpaper, see if I can take it off. Should probably take some alcohol to it, or see if that's a gummy residue. Sanding gummy residues into your wood's not a good thing either, but I'm trying to do this quick, and well, preparation is 90% of the job in almost everything. So I'm going to spend a little time and take care of this, and I'll show you what I came up with. Alright, we got about 45 seconds of sanding on that little piece right there, and I don't know if you could see, it looks like this stick was actually a return or something. I'm looking at little flecks of white. Looks like little flecks of white paint. And this wood basically has been in the house, about 3 days. Bought from the local hardware store. I didn't see that when I bought it, but I'm looking at little white flecks of most likely primer, because it's not coming off very easy. I did get that mar out of there. That black mar gone. Just about 30-45 seconds of sanding on there. I didn't clean it, I just sanded it. It's gone. So spend that time. You and your wife and your customers will be that much happier, and they won't even know. But boy, does it finish out. Looks a lot better on the finish outcome. And you see little things like this that you probably wouldn't have even noticed. So I'm going to spend a little more time trying to sand out that white dots and see what we come up with. Okay, spend a little more time on there, just about a minute or two, and the white dots are coming off pretty easily. Yeah, I don't think I need to bring any chemical into this situation. Plus, I like to do my like to stain my oak when it's dry. Some people will use that pre-stain conditioner. I've used it, and if this was a major oak trim or any other wood trim, ordeal, I would go and spend that extra time and money. Adds another day to the pre-stain. This should be done easy, quick and easy. I don't have a fine blade to cut, so what I'll probably do is hand cut with a chop block and nice miter saw, nice miter block, and it takes a little more time, but I don't want to risk splintering and such. I have a miter saw, but it's a rough cut, and I'm not spending the $50 on a new blade for this little stuff. So so I just wanted to show you a little time, what a little time will do. Get rid of those little mars and imperfections on your trim. Time well spent. So let me get back to work, and I'll pick up when I can. Here's the same stick. These are 8-footers. I have a few 12-footers, but I wound up sanding down a little farther on that same stick. How I missed all this stuff is beyond me, but I look for the major flaws when I'm picking out trim. If this wasn't quarter round and this was some bigger profiles, I probably would have looked a little better. But I wanted to see if I could show you the little flaws in this wood that's gonna magnify under the poly. So I want to work those out of there, and what I do is just take the block. You could use anything, some sandpaper with even a rag or piece of wood, but I have a sanding block. It works great. So what I do is just try not to stay in one area too long, and I just try to get long sand strokes. Probably not the best video, but you guys get it. And you just work it. And you want to equalize. Basically, I sand the whole piece, the whole profile, and then I do a little bit on the back end and the top. See, up here on the back of it, just so it sits right. Sometimes you'll get splinters that will keep it off the other trim or off your wall, and I always take off the top and the bottom so it sits flat. Sometimes, like I said, you'll get some little splinters that'll hold you out, and I get a little carried away. I spend a little extra time, and if I don't, I notice it. No one will notice it, but some people are a little more particular. And if you have a tough customer and you have your little wood trim sticks off the wall, they're going to wonder why, and they're going to badger you until you get it to sit right. So I just take a little off the end, top and bottom, where it's going to meet the wood. And let's see, where did it go? It looks like it's lightening up, but it looks like some scratch marks. So what I'm working on is trying to get that out of there. It takes a little bit. It's kind of hard doing it one-handed, but I wanted to show you what I mean by this. And spending this a little extra time, probably have a minute into it. And the wood's turning on me. One hand sanded. But spending that little extra time is well worth it to me. Let's see if I can adjust and sand. Oh. And if you just have to get on that little spot, work it a little bit, and then rub it out farther. I like to even it out. So let's see where we went. Let's see if I can focus. Looking better already. Now that would fly. It's oak. It's got the rough grain, but that looks 1,000% better. Let's see if we can get her to sit. And much better. I'm gonna spend a little more time on it, I think, just 30 seconds or so, and get rid of that. Let's move on. Well, just another 20 seconds or so with two hands. Took that right out of there. Beautiful stick of wood. Red oak. We're in the Midwest. Oak is pretty common. So most people just go with oak flooring, and predominantly red oak nowadays. Boy, do I love some maple or a walnut, but oak is pretty much the step up from pine or any other softwood. So we just go with the oak around here, and like I said, it's the most common. And we're not looking to spend tons of money on this. It's just real simple. Finish the job. I thought I'd document a little bit and show you guys just the preparation is the big deal. So let me pause it. I'm going to get to work. I have 3 more sticks, and we'll try out this Minwax.